Good afternoon, class, welcome. I'll be your teacher today. I'm Mr. DragonBorn, and we're here to teach Monster Manual Painting 101. Now, hi, how you doing? I'm so fucking tired, it's unreal, and this is going to be a wild one. I'm joined, as always, by my faithful companion and friend, Richard from Warrior Prince 3D, who was sent through. I'm going to start it off with some fucking lovely pictures today, and
biblical, mate.
Oh, they are. Because Richard, obviously, I'll get you to do your spiel in a minute, but let's talk about that spiel while we talk about things like this beholder. So, I mean, if you want to crack on telling people who you are and what these pictures are that you've sent me.
I am Richard from Warrior Prince 3D. I'm your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs. Be it from little tabletop minis to collector pieces to terrain, to statues, to pretty much anything I can fit on the printer, cosplay pieces, test subjects. You know, if you want to do a bit of paint practicing with wings, I can print you about a dozen at a time. You know, anything you might like. Even if you want to, say, get yourself a little mini, like I have here, a little mini for a character, and then you want to make a big bugger for your character. You can do that.
There you go. To say that, like, Richard has been doing the character minis for our guys in Starfinder on a Monday night, and he sends out the 28mm for us, and then also a 75mm variant for the player, and it's so awesome to have, like, a bigger statue of your character, and it's like, for me to see, like, the players with their own, like, minis that they can take home, as well as having one here in the studio. I freaking love it. But you sent me these pictures across, and, like, that beholder, I can't even work out, is that like eldritch forest kind of?
It's weird. There's this one here. I printed it last night. It's Custom Play's new loyalty release.
It's so cool. But like, yeah, see, I mean, I was just amazed by that when you sent that one through. Hey Dibs, hey Herbalist, hey Absalom, hey Connor, how you doing? But yeah, the actual rest of these. So like, obviously this is Arcane Order.
So yeah, this is this month's release from Cast and Play themselves. This is basically witches, sorceresses, and all sorts of elemental fun and minion-like bits and bobs, and they're awesome.
Yeah, and for somebody who loves arcane players and arcane characters, that sparks something for me there. And like, what's quite funny is, you know, the little bases on the top right-hand side.
Yeah.
I quite literally today was like, well, this mini's kind of small, I'm going to have to bang a load of contrast on it, so I may as well do something with the base. And I'll show you in a minute what I've done, because I intend to do something like that. So I sort of have a base ready to go, which is quite funny. And yeah, Dak says he loves the classic witch look, so do I. Things like big floppy hats and long cloaks and that classic Arcanist stuff, I really love the mages. Then we have things like this. Absolutely astonishing Hellboy, which is ridiculous.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, very much so.
So that's at the end of the month. A 1/6 will be printed of him. I also need to quickly send you one more picture. That's okay. And yeah, these are going to be some of my favourite upcoming projects. Just printing them alone.
Wow.
So, Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, the Undead variant, and I know Wicked, they're great sculptures, and this is the one I cannot wait for.
So this reminds me of like the Strahd mini from, the Vampire mini from Loot last month. But like, obviously, like this is like set on the scene from the movie, and the fact that somebody's casted this bit out is so awesome, very, very awesome. But we've got a little bit of fun here with some Brandon Lee.
Oh, these are just beautiful. These came out yesterday. Brandon Lee the Crow, and they've even put a little tribute at the bottom of the base in memory of Brandon Lee.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. And that's the other one that you sent. All right, Earthworm Jim.
He's here right now.
Oh my god, that gets me so excited. Fuck, I love Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. So awesome. But chat seems to like them. And I'm going to press escape out of there and go into this one here and leave our chat box hidden. But yeah, so that's obviously some of the things that you can get from Richard and Warrior Prince 3D, and as always, a phenomenal set of stuff that just continuously adds to what he is able to do, and probably what doesn't actually manage to get to his Etsy store, but just message him. Message him on Instagram, message him anywhere, he'll answer. But today we need to focus on the Quasit, which is a tiny little fiend. And we are still in the fiends, like within the devils, that is, the demons even. And do you know where this particular one is from, Richard?
I should have checked that before the stream. Bear with me 2 shakes.
So when I say small, I mean this one is slightly scaled up from what they would be standard-wise, because they're about the size of a cat, realistically, in games. But that's okay, because it's just a proxy for the table, and I'm all good with that. But the Quasit is a small devil that is essentially, it's cast a lot as a familiar to those who have access to plane or travel and stuff, because they make great spies and forerunners to your adventures, but also to demon lords and stuff. And within the Monster Manual lore, they tell you that these creatures usually act as spies for things like demon lords and generals, but they are a lesser, lower level demon. And when they're not out being spies, most demon lords spend their time just pulling them apart for fun. And that's their whole existence. They are quite interesting in the way that, like, you can make friends with them and use them as your familiars and stuff like that. But they're an interesting creature, and they make for fun little quirky NPCs that are evil, but maybe the party want to like adopt one as a mascot. So they're quite fun in that sense. Dib says we're never going to be rich with stuff like that. We're never going to be rich with stuff like this available. Yeah, Richard's going to be rich though. And also says, could you do my world D&D map in 3D?
The world map.
That's from Absalom Dak, who's created his own world and has like so many maps. And the guy is insanely good at making maps. And he's saying, could you print that in 3D? I suppose if you had the STL, absolutely.
Yeah, if you had the STL, if you could get it rendered into like even like a 3D globe or anything like that, it can be printed, no worries.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a case of getting it rendered.
But let's have a look at the stat block for this creature, because it is only a CR1. So, have you got a level 3 character ready to go?
Level 3, and this model is from the Lost Adventures code.
The Lost Adventures code. So, the Quasit is a tiny fiend. It is a shape changer demon. That's something to keep in mind. And it is usually a chaotic evil. It has, when we look at the big 3, armor class, hit points, and damage dealing. As a CR1, its armor class is a 13, which isn't too bad. Its hit points, 7. So we're looking at commoner hit points / goblin hit points here. And then as for damage dealing, it's only got a +4 to hit. It deals 1d4 +3 and 2d4 poison on top of that. So provided people make a save. And that's really, at CL1, the biggest of the 3. So that is its damage output is the most important thing. Because if you've got level 1 party going against this, then maybe they will struggle. Simply just to keep themselves up and around. Apart from that, they have invisibility, and they can magically turn invisible, which, like normal invisibility, is until they attack or use their scare ability or concentration ends. There doesn't seem to be a number of days on that, so I think they can just turn invisible at will. They do have an ability called Scare, which is an action which is once per day, and that is one creature of the Quasit's choice within 20 feet of it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute, and that target can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turns with disadvantage if the Quasit is within line of sight, ending the effect on itself if successful. So it is a tricky little number because it also has this, Shape Changer. This is an ability, not an action. So the Quasit can use its action to polymorph into a beast form that resembles a bat. Speed 10 foot, fly 40 foot, a centipede 40 foot, climb 40 foot, or a toad with a swim speed of 40 foot as well. All back into its true form, and its stats are the same in each form, except the speed change is noted, and that any equipment it's wearing or carrying isn't transformed. Oh! Hang on, any equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transformed. It reverts to its true form if it dies. So actually, although they're good spies, they can't go and steal something for you, then go change shape and get away like swimming or whatnot. So that's good to bear in mind if you're going to use one as a DM. But otherwise, its stat block is pretty menial. It's got a +3 to Dex, a -2 to Intelligence, a -2 to Strength, and the rest are zeros across the board. Its best skill is Stealth, and it has the standard demonic resistances, so Lightning, Cold, Fire, Bludgeoning, Piercing, and Slashing from non-magical, Poison, Immunity, and Dark Vision for 120 feet. So they are low-key, but they will be mischievous little demons. Alton Dax says, I was only joking, but WP says that would be... Oh, Warrior Prince says that would be possible if I set the map up the right way. Yeah, absolutely. Even I can say that. Like, as long as you get it 3D rendered into... is it just STL formats you work with, Richard?
Yeah, it's just STL formats. It would depend, as I said, if you wanted to have it rendered as a globe or just as like a plate, of a land mass or however you wanted to do it, get it rendered and I can get it printed.
There you go. That's all there is to it, really. So have you got a level 3 character good to go?
I have indeed.
Okay, what is your level 3 character racing class?
Rallo Golor, the Harangan Bloodhunter.
Nice. And we're going to have an hour to paint this up, but we're going to set a scene. Adventuring through the Feywild, you happen across an old temple that doesn't seem to belong, or maybe an old mansion, a building of dark and shadow that doesn't seem to want to be part of the Feywild. But the Feywild is such an ever-changing place that it's hard to know what is supposed to be here and what's not, but you get that feeling that inside there'll be either treasure or something of worth to you and your flights of fancy as a Fey creature. You go inside, you find a few traps, but you manage to get past them. Maybe you face off against a few Myconid who have maybe made a home in there, but then get territorial. But eventually you work your way down a few layers in this structure, and you end up in a room that smells of old, damp but musty paper. The colour in the room seems to fade away ever so slightly to be somewhat lesser saturation, so it's like slightly greyed. And as you enter this room, you just get the sense that there are eyes watching you in this, is it a library? An arcanist's study, maybe? It seems endless, yet so closed in and cramped at the same time. What would you like to do?
Burn the house down.
Burn the house down.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Aware I may be being watched, so I will use my innate blood hunter abilities to sniff out. And I'm going to see if I can smell anything.
Okay, are you Pact of the Lycan? Cool. So you get to make a perception check with advantage if you're using your keen smell ability.
And just for clarification, I turn into a werebunny.
What does it look like when you transform?
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
As a functional perception check.
What is it?
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, so I'm going to make a roll, and this is going to be actually my first roll of the day, but also I will put that out later. So I'm just going to give them a stealth check. Okay, so you change into this werebunny form and...
Yeah, I'm sort of walking through, and it's a case of my ears pop up, fur on the back of my shoulder sort of raises, echoes go, and it's sort of, I know something is here. And I sort of deep breath and embrace the blood knowledge and take my form, and sort of shoulder joints pop out, arms elongate, my claws come out, my ears end up literally almost sort of slicked back in my head, my jaw elongates, and it's
Okay, so I'm not rolling initiative yet, but I am going to start the timer because this could be quite interesting. So you've got an hour to paint this mini up. Let's go. You sense something here, but nothing's making itself known. But you can smell it. You can, like, your ears twitch and you hear the movement. And maybe on a bookshelf a bit further away, you just watch as, like, the tail of something green, not quite slithers, but, like, rushes out of sight behind some fallen books. And then you just hear a, "Ah, no. Who might enter the master's chamber?"
As I'm proceeding forward, I am drawing blood across both my claws, so they're both
Okay, so you're taking an action to do your blood maledict, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and you hear this voice again. And you can still smell it in the room, and it just seems to reverberate over the shelves, so you can't quite pinpoint it. But it thinks it's strong and like a fight is at hand. Yes, yes. But no. Nothing here will you find. Still there?
I proceed forward and I try and find the little shit.
So you're looking for it, yeah?
Whatever it is, I'm trying to sniff it out and find it.
Okay, give me another perception check, please.
Ooh, that's an 11 and 16.
16, okay. You end up going towards a statuette, a bust of some kind of handsome man who stands tall and has these tiny little horns on their forehead, but also it's like made of onyx, and they have these 6 fingers held calmly in front of them on their hands. And you think that you can smell this creature behind the statue. You reach round, swiping with your hand to grab it, and at the same time, it wants to fight. A creature on top of the statue pops out of invisibility and is going to attack you first. So it's going to go from invisibility with advantage for claws. That is a 3 and a 6 for a 10 to hit you.
Nope.
No, it tries to scratch down with these like tiny little but very sharp razor claws as it kind of pops out of action. You shouldn't be here. No, this is the master's chamber. It's then going to try and scuttle away from you because it doesn't like being this close. You may make an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Actions. Form predatory. Okay, that's an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is a 7 damage.
Your claws are classed as magical now, aren't they?
Yep.
And as it kind of scuttles away, how do you kill it? It's got 7 hit points, buddy.
I open its back up.
Awesome. You rip it apart and devour it just like it would have been done by its own masters in the demonic planes, and it's just screaming, no, disappointed the master! And then it goes silent as you finish it off. And you are free to investigate the room, where you find many different paraphernalias on summoning demons, and how this entire structure is actually from the Shadowfell, but because it's so innately tied in with the demonic planes of the Abyss, it can be used as one of those thin veils between the realms for the demons of the Bloodwater to pass through into the Feywild. And without this Quasit here to maintain certain aspects of rituals that are just like components that need to be just kept an eye on, that boundary will get thicker and thicker and will dissolve away. Well done. turn. Took you one whole turn of combat.
We win.
You win. That's a CR1 creature for you. Yeah, I find them fun little things to have, like, in places, yeah, like libraries, and magic shops are a good one, especially when someone there, like the shopkeepers, are warlocks or wizards and stuff that maybe are a little bit nefarious.
Yeah.
They make for great little fun
little aspects.
Yeah, because I mean, like goblins, they're pretty squishy, and yeah, I think they just are there to do the bidding of many different beings, or to keep an eye on things and pass information along and be spies. And the best thing they can do is basically attack you from invisibility, and that's really it. As soon as you're past level 1, you're not going to struggle with these guys.
Unless there's 100 of them.
Unless there's 100 of them. But there wasn't in this account. Today was merely the one. So do you ever use the Quasits or anything?
What did you say, sorry, mate?
Have you ever used the Quasits in your...
I've never used one, no.
So you haven't seemed to use a lot of the demons.
No, problem is with demons, I like to have individual demons. I've never really had sort of the minions of the
Yeah.
the demonic realm, as it were.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that, like, it needs to be heavily involved in your campaign if it's going to be that far or not.
Yeah.
And I think,
in my world, I haven't really had demons. They've only just sort of started to come about.
yeah.
In relation to sort of players seeing them or knowing of them, it's been very limited, and they're discovering sort of the reasons why for certain things.
Dibs asks, is that a new record? Yeah, I think first round combat for Richard. This is a first for you?
First in a long time. I'm pretty sure there was one other.
There's one where I got you with the Behir in the first round, but it could be a new record. I mean, we're on 52 minutes and we've had a chance to talk about it. Connor, you've missed the combat. It's at 1 round. The Quasit has 7 hit points, and now we're just on painting. So I'm going to go with a Mantis Green contrast paint all over some white primer. I'm going to let that dry, and while that's drying, what I've done with this base is created with ink drops. I've quite literally just dropped them on there and then used a plate to swirl them round. And I'm going to create like a tiny little portal for it to sit on, like it's just been summoned as a familiar. Because you are more likely to find these, I think, as familiars to warlocks in your campaigns, and as we can see, like they're pretty squish. So when they're summoned, you know, they're great for scouting forwards and, you know, putting them in traps and stuff, but they're not gonna survive all that long. Right, I need a dark purple, I think. And I'm going to try and do a big pentagram on that base. Geeky is just... Geeky says, just on my way home, so have you in the mobile as I needed to grab some paint on my lunch break. Seems I must have drunk my gunmetal grey. Yeah, that stuff goes down fast, right? What paint did you grab? And Connor says, nice. Yeah, minus the odd little interaction, I haven't had to use them too much in any homebrew campaigns that I've had. But I do like them. I've got to remember how to draw a pentagram now.
Different triangle, isn't it?
Yeah. So, good old freehand. So I do want this base to have a sort of arcanist style to it, especially to pop off against the green, because this mini is mostly greens and pale pastel greens, and I think having something that'll pop against the base will really make a difference. How are you attacking this mini?
So I'm having a little bit of a play with contrast. I'm going to do where it's got that lumps and it's got that red pinky lump something in the picture there.
Yeah.
I'm doing the pustules in Siegmund Burgundy.
Oh. So I'm just waiting for that to dry now on the green, which is pretty much all over it. But the base, we have the start of a pentagram going on there, and then I'm going to try and turn that into a purple glow over that swirl. We'll see how that goes.
See how you go.
I'm sort of just painting a base today, really. What are you guys up to today out there? It was so quick, it was over. I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you learned something about the Quasit, because it's done. If you've got any questions about it, feel free to ask. But I mean, it's a pretty simple beast, or demon in this case. Right, let's grab some wicked pink. I am really, really, really enjoying the Fanatics range.
Oh yeah.
I can't get enough of it.
I want to try 2 thin coats, and if that doesn't sort of compare, I think Fanatics would be one of my go-tos.
For me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So between AK and Fanatics, I'm sorted. I would love to try the Duncan Rose paints, but because I don't want to throw more money into things that I don't know just yet, I'm very much just gonna stick to my guns. Herbalist says they are first day of the school holiday, so they're vegetating on the sofa. Ooh, is it a movie day? Are you watching a movie? Not anymore, you're watching us, but tell you what, it is really fun to hang out with Herbalist in Dragon Skull on a Wednesday night now.
Was it a good giggle? Did you guys stay on much longer last night?
No, I was pretty exhausted, and then when you said you were going to go off, I was like, I'm so tired. I stayed on to get Joseph Frost finished, and then that's about it, really. So now I need my...
It's one of those things I had to obviously swap the printers out before Betty buys.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Two thin coats are better of the two, but colour selection and variations are different enough to different enough to justify having both. Oh, cool. So apparently Div says that the variations between the colours, it's worth having both, which is cool. I'm quite lucky because one of our local shops has just started supplying the full Fanatics range on display, and you can buy them in individual bottles.
Piranha?
No, it's actually a Geek Retreat. Piranha don't have any paints as it stands at the moment.
You got a Geek Retreat, have you?
Yeah, it's in Truro. As much as I would love to give Happy Piranha all my money, because I love those guys there and they're good friends. There are other shops around as well. And yeah, they had some paints in there. I went in to get some of the ones that I didn't already have.
Why is the Geek Retreat got paints?
Does your Geek Retreat not?
No, the one I had bits and pieces to do with, didn't.
I find Geek Retreat interesting.
It's down now.
Well, this is it, because obviously it's a franchise, isn't it? So, I don't know if it's down to like head officers sending out stuff or anything like that, but I always find it interesting how, yeah, you must be so clued into well, not clued in, you must be so stuck to what they want you to do. And stock, yeah, I don't know. It's, okay. So, Herbalist says the Geek Retreat up there is rubbish. The one down here is okay. It's like the guys are nice enough, and I know that it's good for card games down here. It's very much like Lorcana, Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Central. Doesn't really do. It's got a few D&D minis and a few D&D books, and it's got the Pathfinder core books, and then it's got paints in there. But that's really about it. I'd love to see it be bigger and do more, but I guess they're tied into whatever the franchise wants them to do, really.
Yeah, they should have a bit more freedom.
Yeah, but I can't really speak for them. I don't really know too much about them. So we've got a tiny little pentagram on there now, and I'm going to sit the mini directly on top of that. To which end I now need to start looking at. Okay, there's still some wet underneath, but I can start doing the pustules at least. So let's grab. I'm going to stick to. Oh, actually no, I might do the ears first. So get some gullet and flesh in there. So at least that'll darken those bits off. So let's go in there. Because the face is quite fleshy, isn't it, really, when we look at the picture? Right. Let's grab some of that. It's almost like all of the demons have like that humany, fleshy face. And it's on there.
Still add that little bit of fun.
Well, add some difference to it, I guess. On their hands and their feet as well. So how about you guys at home? Have you guys used QUASITes in your games? Have you fought them? Have you not seen them around? Do you use them as a familiar? And what are your local game stores like? Okay, something's on there. Herbert says that, yeah, theirs is more geared towards card games as well. Yeah. Connor says, nope, never seen them. Yep, fair enough. They either come up or they don't. I hope to move back to Troyes soon. That'd be awesome. I have used them in-game as a familiar for Strahd, I think. Now that's clever, Dak. Because Strahd absolutely would be able to summon those, and I think that that's fucking awesome. Having those like little minions that can then spy for him, so he always, I mean, because Strahd always knows what's going on, and having those like little bits, but also so the players can then interact with them, and they're like, you know, we're just watching for the master, and then they can kill them, and they'll be back because they're not from that plane of existence. It's so fun to play with. I really, really like that. So let's grab this one here, and we'll start painting on those pustules. There are quite a lot of pustules to this, aren't there?
Yeah, I've just managed to get around and do them all.
I've just noticed how many are actually on that back, and I'm like, oh, maybe an hour isn't a long enough time. Oh, I'm sure it will be. I just need them to be darker, really. What have I got? I might use red. I'm going to put red on one or two and see what that comes out like on top of the green. Use Flesh Terror's red.
I think that might be a bit too extreme.
I'll let you know in a minute. I think what I might do is throw the Flesh Terrors on and then throw Mantis Green back all over the top to really sink into the crevices again.
Yeah, the Mantis Green?
Yeah. Really bright. There you go.
Ah.
Well, I'm always impressed that when you and Craig do really vibrant colours. I was like, you know what? No, I'm going bright. Going bright. That's what players never notice the animals following their every movement. Yeah, exactly. Unless you've got somebody with like observant and then they've got like a 30-something perception as passive, which is fucking nuts. But yeah, they don't. And Strahd is fantastic for that because it's all about the wolves, the bats, and to have something that can turn invisible like the Quasits. Mwah! And then they can change into things like centipedes and bats and frogs, which again, make it a frog and have the party who are naturally going to go, oh, it's a cute little frog, and take it with them. Inevitable. And then it can pop out and scare them whenever it needs to. It can disappear off and come back. You can leave like little clues behind for your players.
Or it can eat their face off as they sleep.
Yeah. I love the idea of like somebody on watch in the middle of the night who gets a high enough perception just hears like it returning ascending to Strahd and being like, yes, master, I am with them now. They are currently, and like giving away like little tidbits here and there. And then they can't see what it is because it's like in its frog form. And then maybe like in the morning, it's just like the first thing you allude to is like the frog sat there on the big stone, just like.
Or if Birdie's on watch again.
Oh, now I want to play Strahd. Thanks, Dak. God, there are so many pustules to the back of this thing. Why'd you send me this mini out again?
I think I sent you a decent one, though. I've got a few fails at mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't realise.
Well, it is good, I will say that. So hard without my goggles to get the really tiny ones. So what other colours do you think you're going to attack this with? Or is it just going with those ones because it's the smaller mini?
Yeah, I'm going for trying. So I've used necrotic flesh from the Army Painter Fanatic range from Army Painter.
Yeah.
To do the light, just to add some lighter sort of highlights to the contrast. And I did Plague Bearer Flesh contrast.
Oh, nice. I need to get some of that.
Used the Sigvald Burgundy for the pustules. Bit of Black Legion for the horns and the claws.
Nice.
And I'm actually going to do a Max Dark, the blackest black.
Oh, you got it!
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I really like it. It's like my favourite black. I use it a lot. Just so black. And especially for things like demons, where they have these like really void-filled eyes. Or empty voids of eyes. Oh, a little bit messy there on the leg. So what I was hoping here is that like I could just put a little dollop onto the tops of each of these semi-spheres and let the red roll around them, but it's not quite doing that, and then I'm putting too much pressure on the brush and shaky hands are slipping. I think it very well could be, though, a mini that's doable in an hour at this point.
How long have we got left?
35 minutes.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, very much doable. I can happily say that now. It's and I think with the WizKids one, it literally would be a contrast paint and done.
Is there a WizKids one?
Yeah.
Or you just couldn't get it?
No, I could get it, but we said we were going to do the whole Demons as yours.
Okay.
And in all fairness, I've enjoyed doing yours a lot. For anybody who might be tuning in that's not seen the very first few episodes where we were talking about how I wanted to try and do with as many WizKids minis as possible so that we could keep it like, show you that you can do it for cheap with D&D. On these particular ones, I've been using the ones that Richard's done because they've been feckin' awesome. Dib says to use vomit on the pustules. Yeah, will do. You have a good printer yourself now, Pasty. I do. And I am printing stuff on it, like dice for players, Dibs. And then everything is in the process of doing that at the moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm on about. Yeah, I'm going to grab my max. Oh no, my maxed off is in the house. So I was doing the Starfinder badges. So I'm going to use matte black for the eyes. I love how big and round these eyes are. Like, you can probably see they're a mile off.
Sweet.
And then we're going to grab... What colour are the holes in them? They're quite dark. I'm going to darken up some of the green with some Beal Tan Green Shade from Citadel. Especially on the top of the mini. And then I'm going to be using the vomit over the back of them as well on the pustules. The vomit that came as part of the army paint stuff is really good, and I was using that and the green stuff world yesterday on Joseph Frost when we did the Dragon School stream. So good over the top of things. Just makes it all juicy.
That's mine so far.
Ah, yeah! There! Oh, that's very cool. I like the yellow. I like the Plague Bearer even. It's very cool. I now need to glue mine down, and then I can start using the mini holder. I used it on the zombie book nook, and it almost made me vomit. Yeah, that's why I used it on Frost yesterday. It was inspired by you, Debs. It was pretty good. Does anyone truly know what is in your mind, mate? Like mine, I think they've tried. They would go crazy, right? Cheers, Connor. Old crazy me. Let's get this on here. So it's now on. I can actually use the mini holder. So here we go. And that's still wet at the moment, but against the pink, I really like that.
Very fucking cool.
There are so many. I know you are, Connor. So many pustules on this. Time to get out the vomit. What I need is the underside to fully dry so I can get in there with some of the necrotic. Ian, I've just sent you a pic of a fresh single cone of Darkstar Braid Gold over Iodin's Glades. Boodum, 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 boodum. Ah, that's a reel that somebody's tagged me in, not a thing. Herbalist. Interesting, I'll go check that out after the stream. That's from last night. Let's grab. Come on, Dibs, where are you? There you are. Oh, cool. That's. Oh, nice. That's a really cool gold. It's very bright. I'm also really liking the purple and the green in the background, bud. That's awesome. Very, very awesome. Right. Time to use some of this Vom. At least your Cam is playing ball today. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably because I had it level, I don't know, the lighting, maybe it's nighttime, many different fucking reasons why. Some weeks it wants to focus, other times it doesn't. I'm actually going to thin that down a little bit because it's quite textured. I think this might end up making it look more like a gremlin by the time I finish with it.
Did you use Mantis Warriors or Gut Ripper?
Sorry, what?
You use Mantis Warriors or Gut Ripper?
Mantis Warriors. Are you going for it, are you?
No, I add a bit of Gut Ripper to it.
Nice. I also need to do the face and get some detail in on those teeth. Cool. Right, necrotic flesh, where are you? There you are. Has anyone tried Warpaint's Fanatic Rainforest Green compared to Moot Green from Citadel? I want to know which is brighter. Fucking, I love Moot Green, but Rainforest is ever so slightly brighter. And it was my favourite colour when it was Jungle Green from Army Painter, and it's probably one of my favourite colours from Fanatics, and it works better as the Fanatics paint. It goes on really, really well. And Kim, yesterday, Herbalist, was showing us Ivy on the stream that we did with over on Dragon School Studios. It's so fucking vivid, it's unreal. Really, really vivid. So, yeah, go check out the stream last night and have a look at that. Hey! Favorite photography? No, how do you say that?
Feora?
Feora, there we go.
I think it's Feora.
Yeah, no, I put an N in it and went straight to Faerun. I was playing D&D in my head there. I was hoping it was brighter than Moot. Yeah, I think it is anyway. Right. Let's grab. What I'm really hoping I've done is let this dry enough that it's not going to start blending into those divots on the chest between the pectorals and the groin. It's quite an awkward position, so I've now got it down on the base. I reckon I can get it. There's long kisses from very far away. Still got 27 minutes, man. Abdomen just there. We've got the inside thigh. Both sides. And we've got the underside of that tail. I do like necrotic flesh. It's such a cool colour. It works really well on the green skins as well. On the purple and green thing you just saw, I wanted that green to pop more. Don't know whether to use that or a grease forward fluorescent green. Obviously the fluorescents are great, but they only really work under a UV light. They're not going to be that fluorescent in the daytime. They're quite patchy when you paint them on like that, and I find them better airbrushed. So I would probably go for that rainforest green. I think there's a brighter green in that range though. I think the vibrancy goes to something else through the greens. Rainforest might be somewhere in the middle. Oh no, my mini, it fell off my mini stand. Oh, it's still wet. So. Okay. trying to do is to get a really strong, solid coat of the necrotic flesh, especially underneath the tail where it comes back around and up. So you get that contrast and that difference. Hopefully, so I'll look something like that.
Okay, looking good one.
Yeah, happy with how that's going? What I might do is try and get my lighter a bit further. Yeah, I only got the same set as you and Rich. Kind of wish I got the complete set now. Yeah, looking at the, I'm very grateful for them. They're fucking awesome. But looking at the full set, I'm like, I definitely want to get the full set at some point. Yeah, Army Painter, if you're watching, everybody email the Army Painter and tell them to get stuff sent our way. Full range. And every other paint company you know.
Just for a bit of support.
Right, I'm going to try the light from that angle. Because we're still playing around with lights in the studio. There we go. Getting there. I need to get those teethy pegs done, though. I just need it to dry a little bit more. This is where we start playing the contrast battle now, I think. Where it's just a case of waiting for it to
Do its thing.
Yeah, exactly that. Still a shadow on that. Let's try bringing this up. Down like so. And then up in the colour. Oh, there we go. That's much better lighting.
That's it. Nice and slimy.
That is exactly it. Like, the top is pretty much dry now. Tempted to dry brush with a yellow. I think that might go too far.
How would you ever know?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't think I'm ever known for going too far with anything. Right. Time for the teeth. So, do I go with the standard teeth or do I go with something different? I'm unsure as to whether or not a contrasting colour, like purples or something, might be good, or pink, but I don't know. Are you just going to go standard bone for the teeth?
I'll literally use a bit of necrotic flesh and off-white. Because I had it on the palette.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Connor says something different. Too late! I put the necrotic flesh on the face now. I'm going to go back in with the Gulliman around the outside, and I'm going to use Skeleton Horde in the mouth. So let's grab the Gulliman. From there, so and then I just need to put some finishing touches to highlight those teeth, and I think that'll be done. Claws. Let's grab some more black back out, shall we? Grab some black. So, what I do like about these others, they've got those really pronounced, like talon-like claws, so they're really easy to paint. That's that one there. You know what? I thought we'd be well done by now.
This is us though, why would you think that?
Yeah. But it's nice having the extra time to go in and do all the extra details, actually. So, what, we've still got 18 minutes, and I'm, you know, actually going in and doing claws properly.
I'm onto the base now.
Doing anything special for the base?
No, I've only put a standard base on it. Got some melty candles, which I might do blood red, other than that, that's it.
Nice. Okay, so Dips wants to know if you're rimming it.
Yeah, I always rim it.
I'm not. Today I'm being selfish. And I'm just going to town on the main goal. Okay.
It is how I tell the ones I haven't finished painting though, so I haven't done the black rim one.
Yeah, usually I would, and I would for this one, but because I've got that nice blue all around the edge, I'm going to leave that
Okay.
like that. I actually don't think I'm too far away from done now. Forward to getting a picture of it. Yeah, so what else can we hit this with? Does it need to be hit with anything else? Underside of that arm, maybe. Let's go just in here and get some of those muscle striations. This thing's ripped for a fucking spindly little demon.
For 7-8 hit points, buddy, got a dog demon.
Yeah, this thing's got tons of muscles on it. The inside of those forearms as well. Zizi said she's late, but she's here. Well, don't worry, Zizi. Most people miss the combat. It lasted one round of Richard turning into a were-bunny and ripping this thing's back from its body. It's fucking brutal. The rest of it has been us slinging paint and then getting cocky. How are you today, Z? So let's grab another bit there. Do you ever paint like with the brush at like full length, so that you're holding like quite close to the end, and then you have to like get into like the really far sections?
I try not to, I'm fat-handed enough as it is.
It's annoying, but I'm starting to find that I'm doing it more and more.
I'm going to need some more Flesh Terrors red soon. I'm running horrifically low.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you use that much of it, do you?
That's one of my favourite contrasts.
Oh, okay. Right, just gonna necrotic up the twisted horns as well and get some of those face folds, I think, in necrotic flesh, just to really kind of pull out the highlight. Then I might put a little pink on the nose.
I like a bit of pink on the nose.
Yeah. Make it a little cuter. It has got like this weird little pug nose, isn't it? I'm gonna grab topaz skin, I think. There's something there. There's one in Baldur's Gate 3 called Shovel, and it's hilarious. Insult the insult stories. Yeah, they're fantastic for that. Hateful little things. Good. Just back from the cinema. And a bit of thinner. And ooh, what did you see? Inside Out 2. And it is cheaper than therapy. I agree. Yeah, I really like the first one. I don't know if I've got the emotional capacity to watch the second one while I'm still in therapy. I get these cheekbones and those lips. 12 minutes. All the time in the world, Richard. I think now, for me, it's just touch-ups.
Touching the outside that way.
Yeah.
Literally finishing off the base. Trying not to touch the flesh tails red while I'm dry brushing. The sheet and throw a wash over it as well.
I'm going to say I'm done. I think. A battle pug. Yeah. Dib says, that just reminded me, at the expo on the Duncan Roast stall, I got a special limited edition model that was made specifically for the expo. That's cool. What was it? Did you get one, Richard?
No, I didn't buy anything from Duncan.
Fair enough. That. There we go. There's one happy little chappy.
It's fucking wicked, dude.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that's gonna do for 50 minutes. Fun little gross demon. Also got a free Two Thin Coats t-shirt. Nice one, mate. It's fucking awesome. We like free stuff, we do. Nice! What's everybody up to for the rest of the day then? Oh, that coffee's gone cold. Me. Therapy. And that's alright. I'm okay with that. Should have used the Dynatech tumbler in. Shame on you. I would, but genuinely, it's been in here since Monday night, and it smells fine, but I just keep forgetting about it. So thank you for reminding me. I'll take that back down to the house. You can get yours. Dynatech Industries Space Thermos for all of your gazpacho soup needs from www.dragonbornindustries.com, along with dice, along with some merch. You can get Painting Up the Monster Manual merch. You like this in the corner that me and Richard got. We combined them and put them on a t-shirt. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Z says, ooh, yeah, don't risk it. To be honest, I'm a creature of ancient depression that when it hits me and I just need to survive, I'm just like, all right, what's on the side? That's getting nommed. So I'm pretty sure my constitution's not a dump stat for me. Benny will tell you I was a cheeky cocky sod when we were there, got plenty of offers of stuff, but I keep forgetting to contact the companies. Yeah, I can imagine that, Dibs. I can imagine it a lot. But you know, I think you live by the rule, if you don't ask, you don't get, and that's absolutely fair enough. You know, we just shy behind British shyness and go, oh, I won't ask, I'll just wait to be offered. So Army Painter, Adam, Bo, fucking send stuff, now.
Hello.
Hey, Meredith, thank you for sending stuff. I freaking love my Turbo Dork. So good. How you getting on?
I'm done.
Oh, sick! We have 7 minutes to go and we're both done. So, obviously, I've shown mine off. This is my delicious little bastard. So, again, using the base really to pop the colours off rather than having it as black or a stone or anything. Red on the pustules because it's a nice contrasting colour and it ties back into the pink of the base. Got some Gulliman flesh on the face there, the black eyes, the teeth, and then using that necrotic flesh underneath to get the difference in greens that we see in the image there. And I'm pretty happy with that for an hour. For saying that, you know, 50 minutes to an hour, and actually that's probably, definitely tabletop ready. You know, you can spend hours on these minis and layer it up differently, but I'm happy to throw that on a table. How is yours doing?
It's getting to a little older, so paint's drying out.
How's yours, Richard? What's it look like? There you go. Oh, dude! I love that face. I love the contrasts of greens and yellows on the back, and then the dark horns.
So I went with plate bearers flesh all over. I put a bit of ripped up flesh to bring some of the darker greeny, you know, nasty bits. I used Sigfield Burgundy for the pustules. I went with a bit of Black Legion for the horns and blended it in with the plate bearer. A bit of dark blackest black on the eyes with just a small white dot for the reflection. Blood red for the candles and just normal black on the claws.
Nice.
And necrotic flesh on the underneath for the lighter bits of flesh.
Yeah, same. I'm very tempted to change my horns up to be a dark colour like yours. I quite like that.
Judging by the picture, it was dark greenish, but I thought, you know, dark green, dark black would be fine.
Yeah, no, I really like it. Once I've taken pictures, I'm going to do that. But yeah, that's it from us. Thank you so much. Chat, you've been awesome as always. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey, thanks. We love you. Obviously, I'm back Monday for Starfinder. I'm not with Badges this week. Are you with Badges for Abomination Vaults this week?
Not Abomination Vaults this week, no.
No. I don't know when the next things are, to be honest. Cool. Until then, well, I guess until Monday, I will see you guys all in the future. Check out Warrior Prince. Thank you so much, and may those dice gods be ever in your favour. Take it easy, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic day.